All right, looks like we're live. Waiting for the YouTube to come up.
All right.
And all right, looks like we are live.
Okay. I need to fix our picture. It looks so weird.
Yeah, we've had some trial and error with it. What is up,
Uh,
ladies and gentlemen of the podcast? Unbearable Boss with my co-host slash partner, Gout Mister, and welcome to episode 8 of The Situation. Our main topic will be addressing the State of the Union address. Also talking about the Super Tuesday results. We kind of briefed it a little bit. We talked a little bit about it, but like I said, we had to go to work the next day, so we couldn't really discuss all about it and give our thoughts and opinions on it for the most part. But that's what we're going to do here today. We got a bunch of other subjects, so let's get right into it. Devin, what do you want to be our first subject for the day?
I figured we'd go ahead and cover the State of the Union.
State of the Union.
That just happened. So Joe Biden, president, came out and gave the State of the Union.
Yep.
Felt more like a
rant.
Less of a well, a little bit of that. Less of a, I guess the later half you could call it a State of the Union speech, but it felt more like a campaign speech than anything altogether.
And the guy's desperate at this point.
Yeah. I mean, his numbers aren't particularly great, but
yeah.
But anyway, there's a lot that was said. Well, I had a few things that, were technically lies. I guess I'm not entirely surprised about that, but yeah, that was something that happened. There was I don't know who it was, but somebody shouted out and called him a liar. There was also a gentleman that he got arrested, and it was because during the State of the Union he shouted out his son's name, who was killed during the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They arrested that guy, and it's just so bizarre.
I did see a lot of Republicans were planning on bringing Gold Star families from that horrible, horrible withdrawal to the State of the Union. Probably as a political example, that's probably the best way I can sum it up. But one of the women, she was on the news recently, and they kind of tried to use her. I think it was on CNN. They were trying to use her to try to convince that Joe Biden was this person who grieves and mourns over these lost people. Let's be honest, he doesn't give a shit about any one of them. He hasn't cared. He didn't even care when the bodies were being rolled out of the plane. He just sat and stared at his watch like he had somewhere else better to be.
Yeah.
And in fact, even she recalls somebody that day told Joe Biden to burn in hell, and that was the sister of one of those soldiers.
Damn.
So, it's honestly, to this day, that's probably the worst thing that's happened in modern history, probably since 9/11.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, American foreign affairs.
Yeah.
It's honestly sad.
It is really sad because
they didn't need to die.
No, and we shouldn't have been over there anyways, but
thanks, Bush.
Yeah. Yeah, but the whole thing was just a mess. And he had a lot of, it definitely was a shit show. He had a lot of slurs and stuff that was like during the speech. Just somebody kept track of the count of how many, and they were being generous. It was like over 100, and I'm like, that is a bit much, just for talking. But he's an old guy. I mean,
honestly, I dislike Joe Biden. I truly think he is an evil person. Between the allowing probably 10 million now illegal migrants into the country, the death of almost 100,000 Americans due to the fentanyl being poured into the country, and the horrible Afghanistan botch, Also, not to mention his Ukraine foreign affairs when it comes to his son's business practices. I truly think he's an evil, terrible man. Regardless if he's losing his mind, he's still got blood on his hands. But at the same time, you're watching elder abuse happen live on TV.
Yeah.
It's elder abuse forcing a frail old man who's like, what, almost 82 years old now?
I think he's older than that, isn't he?
I swore he's close to 82.
Oh, no, you're right. 81.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's elder abuse, like forcing a senile old man just to try to run the most powerful position in the country.
Oh, yeah.
This shit qualifies elder abuse, honestly.
Yeah, it's really weird that they're allowing it, and it's also weird that, like, a lot of his wife, for one, Jill, should be like, hey, you need to step away, you're getting old, it's obvious your cognitive ability is kind of going, maybe you should step away and let somebody else take the mantle, but he's also a real stubborn jackass, so it may not all be up to them. It very well could just be him, you know. Old man syndrome is a thing where we get real stubborn, we don't want to give up.
My great-grandfather was the same way, bless his soul.
Yeah. So,
yeah, he didn't like to be reminded that he was too old to do stuff, and then he'd do it anyways.
Yeah. There was the Laken Riley.
Yeah.
They got him to... That was a debacle. They got him to say her name. However, he said Lincoln instead of Laken. He also did kind of say the quiet part out loud where he was... or where he mentioned the fact that it's illegal immigrants killing American citizens. And that's the truth. Even though they don't like to use that verbiage, he said it, which of course pissed off a lot of his fellow Democrats. So
this is going to be held against him, and I'll tell you why. For one, he wasn't supposed to mention the name he did. He botched the name, so not only is he disrespecting the victim, but also the family too by botching her name. But then later coming out and apologizing that the illegal migrant that did murder Laken Riley, he apologized for calling him an illegal immigrant. And nothing else to say. Like how we're gonna fix this, we're gonna take accountability. None of that. Not to mention, we recently found out that this guy has a criminal record.
Well, of course he does.
Apparently he's done several crimes in New York City and been released for them.
Yeah.
And they weren't violent crimes, I'll give him that, but still.
Yeah, but at some point you gotta be like, alright, this guy's not interested in,
repeating offender.
Yeah, but he's not interested in being part of society. He's just a trouble causer. So,
but honestly, a damn shame.
It is. It really is. Because there's a lot of people that wanted to come to this country. And they wanted to do it through legal means because they're looking to be part of our society. And immigration, there's nothing wrong with immigration. But it needs to be done.
I want people to migrate and have a better life. I think everybody should have that opportunity. But there's a right way and a wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the legal way to go about doing it.
They're not even coming in from the port of entry. They're coming in through holes in the wall and claiming asylum when they don't qualify or something.
Yeah, and a lot of those that are claiming asylum are fighting age men with no children or women in tow.
You know what's the weirdest?
Which makes you have to question what are their true motives.
There was one person, it was a North Korean woman who escaped from North Korea and traveled to the southern border. She paid coyotes or something to get her into the country. And it's so weird because she qualifies for asylum.
Yeah.
People from North Korea automatically apply for asylum because it's North Korea. We already know there is political prosecution there.
Yeah.
But she came in illegally anyways. It's like even people who qualify to come here legally don't even want to do it legally. It makes no sense. And I truly feel bad for the people who are waiting patiently in Mexico right now to do it the right way.
Oh, well, for sure.
This probably ruins future immigration for anybody because of this.
Yeah.
I guarantee
You know,
Trump
it
probably.
it's definitely going to cause problems for future immigrants that want to come here legally. It's probably going to cause a huge issue for any future immigration, at least for I don't know 5-10 years.
At least.
Yeah, or well, may not even it may not be that long. It may be longer. I don't know. My concern right now is with, like I said, the individuals that have come here who have ill intent. Um, you know, uh, actually, Elon Musk said that he fears that something bigger and worse than 9/11 could happen, because we've had a lot of these individuals come in who do have, ties to certain terrorist groups, or the like, or these individuals that we just have no idea who they are and what they're after, because they say one thing but it's more than likely not true. So that's not what he said directly, but I know he said something along the lines of, something worse than 9/11 could happen.
It's possible. We've had so many war criminals and these terrible people have been caught. I don't know the exact number, but there's like a terrorist list that the United States keep track of, and there's been like so many people on that list that have come into the country already.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more worried about the cartel and their influence, because one, the cartel is probably stupidly rich from all this, but they're also a terrorized organization. I don't know exactly if they're as bad as like the Taliban or Al Qaeda or ISIS or anything, but like that. But they're still a terrorist threat nonetheless. So it's possible they could plan an attack on America.
Yeah.
There's probably different cartel groups all around the country calling the shots when it came to migrating these people in and out of the country. So it wouldn't surprise me if they planned something.
Right.
We're in a vulnerable situation, and
We just have to kind of hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Guarantee
Anyway.
you, the Democrats in D.C. and all these established and neocon Republicans would want nothing more than something like 9/11 to happen again, because it gives them an excuse to go invade another country. That's what they're wanting.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for an excuse. Maybe that's why they're doing this. They want somebody to attack the country.
Maybe give them an excuse to, retaliate, get us back into another war.
Supposedly, there's a rumor that we actually have American soldiers in the Gaza Strip right now.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Also, another rumor. I really hope it's not true, but there is a rumor floating around. I have not found proof of it yet. Yeah, I forgot the guy who I watched. I think it might have been Timcast who said it. But during the State of the Union address, Mike Johnson, the Republican House Speaker, was just sitting there nodding pretty much the entire time behind Joe Biden. And he's the guy that swore not another dollar will go out of this country until the border's sealed up. Well, apparently there is a rumor going around that he is working with Democrats behind the scenes to pass and send money over to Ukraine. Supposedly $60 billion have already gone to Ukraine. In secret.
Just from him?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, they need to get him out just like they did the previous one who was doing that exact thing. If you're going to cut backroom deals, behind the backs of everyone, then you don't deserve that position. So, If that's true, then yeah, he needs to go. Let's see. Oh, so we have the
We have the results, right?
yeah, the Super Tuesday results.
Woo!
So we know Trump is the winner.
Obviously, as he should.
He's got, oh gosh, I don't know. I can't get like exact numbers for some reason, but he won. Nikki Haley, the day after decided to drop out.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Also breaking her promise. What is it? The GOP caucus or whatever, somewhere the RNC. She broke her commitment to the RNC to support the Republican nominee. So she refused to vote for, go vote for Trump or whatever.
Yeah. I know who I'm voting for.
Me too.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, he won. It was a big waste of people's time
As always.
For Nikki Haley to continue to run, even though the prior polls were showing that he was in lead and she didn't stand a chance. So I don't know why she kept going.
She won one state. She won one.
Vermont, I think it was.
I think she won Washington too, didn't she?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, unless it was like a last minute flip. As far as I know, it was just Vermont.
Either way, congratulations. You won the most liberal Republican state. Not a lot of real conservative Republicans down there in Vermont. Bunch of writers.
Yeah, I think so. Which is weird for Vermont. It's a beautiful state. I'll say that much. It's a really gorgeous state.
I will say, did you watch R.F. Kennedy's response to the State of the Union?
No, I didn't. I heard
it was really motivating. I will say.
Oh yeah.
R.F. Kennedy, I'm going to be honest, he doesn't have a shot of winning. I really wish he did. I do like what he has to say, and he does bring out a lot of points. The America that he knew growing up when his uncle was running the country is completely different. It's not the same anymore. We're in a much worse place, and he makes a good point. So, but he doesn't, honestly, he doesn't, as long as Trump is in the race, he doesn't have a chance of winning, honestly.
Yeah.
If Trump dropped out, then yeah, he might have a chance, because I don't think Vivek can get back in since he suspended his thing, right?
I don't know.
I'm still waiting for the VP pick. We don't know if he's going to announce that anytime soon, do we?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear who it's going to be.
Honestly, who would you love to see as vice president of the last Trump administration?
Well, before I probably would have went with Vivek, but I'm starting to kind of change my mind a little bit, and that's, I don't know, it's just something seems off about him, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just flashbacks to Obama, I guess.
Yeah, that's how everyone is. I thought you wanted Tucker Carlson in the beginning.
Yes. That's what I was about to say is, really, I would like to see Tucker Carlson, but I don't think he's interested in that position at all, so...
Tucker Carlson would probably make a great press secretary. I don't think he would make a great vice president. Mostly because, he's made it clear he wants nothing to do when it comes to politics and public decision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm all for Vivek Ramaswamy mostly because he's a really young guy. When is the last time we had a young guy in any position of power? I can't remember.
Mm,
Not in my time.
yeah. I don't know.
Plus, I think he
Off the
would
top
make.
of my head.
And I'm kind of with Trump on the side. He wants to pick a vice president that will make a great future president in the event that something happens to him or somebody he can pass the torch once he leaves office. Even though everyone's convinced that
Yeah.
he's not going to leave office, that he's going to be president until he dies.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling it's probably. Well, I don't think it's gonna be Vivek. I think they're just working together.
A lot of people are suspecting Tim Scott.
Could be. Yeah.
Now here's the I think Tim Scott is a great dude, but I don't want him anywhere near the Trump administration. Okay, I'm picking up a lot of Mike Pence vibes from him.
Oh, you think so?
Hmm. He's a career politician. He's just trying to do this to benefit himself, just like Mike Pence did. So it wouldn't surprise me if shit hit the fan if he threw Trump under the bus. Okay, if we're going to go with identity politics, if we need a black vice president, Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds, I think, is way more experienced. He's way more energetic, and he's more on Trump's level than Tim Scott is, if that's the route we're going. Or a Carrie
Yeah.
Lake. A Carrie Lake would be nice too. I think she's running for the Senate though.
I think so. Yeah.
She ran for governor of her state and she failed barely, so I think she's running for the state for the Senate seat now.
Yeah. I remember all that Arizona crap that happened.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
It really was. And the fact the lawsuit never even went anywhere is wild. Because, like, she had plenty of the proof there that, something wasn't right with the machines and the people being turned away and all of that. Like, it's just weird. But what can you do when the judge rules against you? I don't know. Take it to appeals, but then you have to deal with another whole system.
That's my whole thought. I want to see Vivek Ramaswamy. I want to believe that he is genuine. I don't want to believe, because a lot of people are kind of on the same page as you. They think it's just going to be a whole nother Obama situation. He's just saying all the right things you want to hear, and then the moment he gets into power, he's just going to fuck everything up and flip everything sideways.
Right.
So I want to believe, because we need young people in office. That is why our country is failing desperately, because we got these old motherfuckers from the civil rights era still in office.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe they are just a little too old to be in there, but
there needs to be age limits. There needs to be term and age limits.
I was gonna say you can only be, you can't run for president until you're 35.
All right, you can't run if you're 65. 65 is the cutoff age.
Give you 30 years. You've got time. That's plenty. I'd probably say 70. 70 is the cutoff, but I guess if you get in when you're 70, then you'd get out when you're 74.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We should all have 8-year term limits minimum. You're
Yeah.
allowed 2 terms, 4 years each, same as the presidency. And I say 65 as like the cutoff. One, because that's when most people retire anyway, so that kind of insinuates, if I'm saying the word right, insinuates people not to run at 65 years old because you're retired. Why would you want to do extra stuff at that point? That encouraged more younger people to get involved and run at an earlier time. Plus, I think between the ages of 65 and 70, that's when you start developing like mind problems. Like even there have been rare cases, keep in mind, rare cases that Alzheimer's can develop as early as in your 40s.
Yeah.
So,
Technically, Alzheimer's is From what I'm understanding, it's diabetes in the brain. So it's weird.
But we don't need more Joe Bidens in presidency, because there's people much older than him that don't have the same cognitive problems that he has, but still I don't want to take that chance. Somebody could get in at 65 years old, and then by the time he's out, he's already having problems in his head.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to that's just a suggestion, mostly because to make it less likely for people to have mind problems while they're in office.
Sure.
Will it happen? I don't know. I don't think the House or the Senate, if there was a bill, they wouldn't vote on it, because then they would lose their power.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something they have to be concerned about. Which honestly, I think it's fair that they are concerned about it. So
we need to also take away for people in politics to make money. Like, they're not allowed to trade stock or have any influence. That needs to be cut out immediately.
oh well, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
That's
I mean,
like 80% of the corruption right there.
when you're passing bills or have foreknowledge of the bills that are going to be passed, that gives you an advantage in the stock. Like, you'd be like, oh, well, we're about to pass this bill that's going to affect this line of stocks or this, category. Well, you can invest or short on those stocks and make bank. Well, yeah, of course it should be, outlawed. There also needs to be like investigations into like how some of these people are getting they get into these jobs, and then all of a sudden within like a few years they're worth millions of dollars. It's like the salaries don't, it doesn't make sense. So how are they getting this much money?
Like, take Obama, for example. Like, I think he went into office with like a net worth of like 60,000 or something, and then he came out with like a net worth of like, I can't remember if it was 600,000 or if it was 600 million.
I
Like, his net worth shot up stupidly. Like, he made a lot of money when he was a president. Trump, on the other hand, he lost billions from being president.
Yeah, because he had to forfeit his business, like being able to profit from his business just to be president. So he couldn't be making any of the money from any of his businesses, which, he was happy to do. So the only money he made was just from the general title of being president, because they do get paid.
How much does the president get paid?
I couldn't tell you. I could look it up. Let's see. 400,000 a year.
That's a pretty good chunk of change.
Yeah. It used to be a lot less than that. But anyway.
Yeah, we need a lot of change, and I think it starts when we start getting young people in and old people out.
Yeah.
Will Vivek Ramaswamy be the start of that? I don't know. I just hope if he does become vice president, he doesn't turn into an Obama situation. I don't think he is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because why would he gracefully bow out and endorse Donald Trump and also help him run his campaign? What's the end goal?
I don't know.
Like, I don't see that benefiting anyone. Not even himself. He's probably losing money.
Yeah.
So, we just gotta see what happens. But yeah, Tim Scott getting my major Mike Pence vibe. I don't need a repeat of that. Judith?
No, he was quite the backstabber.
Yeah. Where were you? Yeah, they had a. People wonder why those guys from January 6th showed up with zip tie handcuffs for Mike Pence. People kind of wonder why. I mean, ticked off the wrong people, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like there should be like capital punishment for that, for like betraying your office or something.
Yeah, I agree. definitely. I don't know. It's kind of hard to like prove because
Yeah, it's fine. He's completely broke now, and his political career is pretty much dead. So,
yeah, it's a good punishment right there.
so
Well, anyway, moving on. Uh, did you have any in particular?
let me check. Other than that one story that I mentioned, like I said, if you want to talk about it, we can. It is a sensitive subject.
We can. So let's see. Let me pull it back up. I guess I closed it. Okay, so this one, kind of like you said, this is a bit of a touchy, very sensitive story.
Hearts and prayers out to the family and to the child.
There is a internet personality that went by the name Mahogany Jackson. I guess that was her name. She was killed. She was abducted or kidnapped. She was tortured for hours, and then this was by like 6 or 8 individuals.
There's 6 people that have been charged, but I believe there are 5 or 6 people have been charged, but there was 8 people involved in this.
Okay.
But
And after they were done torturing her, they shot her in the back of the head.
so she was kidnapped, beaten, robbed, tortured beyond imaginable, and then executed at the end. It's honestly a real tragedy.
It's disgusting.
Honestly,
And it's not really being talked about a whole lot. I mean, there's definitely news articles and stuff about it, but it's just not like
it's local news. It's not mainstream coverage.
Sure. Even it's weird though, even though because she's an internet personality, I don't know who she like was. I don't know if like what she was known for, but regardless, it's still sickening. But I feel like it's probably not being talked about, on a broader spectrum. People are gonna say, "Oh, because you're gonna say it doesn't fit the narrative," but it's okay, sure, but it's black on black. Every individual that was, involved was another African American or black individual.
Black American.
If it was a bunch of white people, we'd be hearing about this shit for months.
We're gonna have another George Floyd epidemic in the country if it was the case.
Right.
That's not. Where is Black Lives Matter? Where's Black Women for America? Where are these massive racist anti-white organizations at? Where are they at? Silent.
Yeah. I don't know. My heart does go out to her family though, because I can't even imagine. She has 2 twins, and
I think she's from Birmingham, Ohio, and she was also a mother. And honestly, probably this is going to be a little controversial, but probably the most heinous part about this crime is there was a good chunk of this recorded, and now it's out there for all to see. And that's probably one of the worst parts about this
because... Yeah, that's why. That's disgusting. They had 6 children. Holy cow.
A mother of 6.
It's wild.
I think she was 24 years old at the time of her death.
And you're right, there were 8 individuals. They made the 8th arrest.
They finally made the 8th arrest, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was lured and tricked. She was under the impression that she was going to meet up with friends. And the last thing we got before she was found dead was she sent out a text message. I don't know who she sent this text message out, but she sent a text message out saying she was being kidnapped, and that was the last thing we heard from her before her body was eventually found.
Jesus.
So it's honestly must have been truly terrifying. She also apparently got like this. Honestly, this kind of makes me think it was gang related activity. It might have
I think
been
so.
because there have been. She was actually pistol whipped multiple times, and I think she was peed and spit on too. Don't quote me on that.
I don't want to. That's
It's this like
Jesus Christ.
literally this is utterly heinous. And now there's recordings out there. I don't know if the recordings are public or anything, but there are recordings out there of this crime being taken place.
Yeah, I saw in the article where it said that they had recorded the torture and all of that,
So
which adds a whole nother level of like the sadisticness of the crime.
hopefully they can use this evidence to
Um,
make a clean cut case.
Well, they have denied them bond and or bail or anything of that sort, so they're going to jail. They're going to prison.
Yeah, they're not.
I think they need to have the death penalty. I don't know what state this was in, so
I
um,
think it was Alabama.
and I don't know if they have the death penalty there.
It does.
If they do, they all 8 of them need to go.
I'm pro life to a certain extent. I'm pro life until you take another life. Therefore, you don't deserve to live.
Yeah,
Only way you
Yeah.
can justify taking a life is in self defense or
defense of another.
defense of another, like justice. Like let's say somebody murdered somebody you loved, and then you went after that person and you murdered him. To me, that's justice.
It's a crime of passion.
I would go to prison.
What
for
I'm
that.
I'm talking about someone trying to kill somebody
Yeah.
else and you step in and
Yeah.
take the threat out. That's defense.
That's defense. There's self defense and defense of another.
Now, anyway, that's that story.
Hearts and prayers go out to the family and to these 6 children because I mean they lost their mother. God only knows what's going to happen to them. I mean, the foster system's a bitch.
Yeah. Well, the dad's still alive. It's just going to be difficult for him
I'm
with
not
those 6
not
children.
saying anything, but do we know if it's the same dad? Because she was fairly young with these children.
I don't know. I have no idea if they're all related or whatever, but since they were married, custody more than likely will go to him for all of them if she had custody. So
That's a brave dad. I hope he does well.
Yeah. Same.
It's not easy being a widow and a father. It's not easy, especially. I hope their children don't find out about this until later.
Yeah.
Because this will honestly destroy them. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people grew up with their sole intent to find these people and kill them. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Intervention.
Moving on. So this one is probably my final one that I wanted to talk about. Oh, you got a phone call. This must be work related. As soon as he's done, we'll get back. So, hope everybody had a good weekend. Exciting news. Me and my wife are finally buying a house. And the amount of stress is immeasurable. But it's finally going through. Everything's pretty much done. It's kind of a waiting game at this point. So it's exciting, especially to get out of this apartment. But the other exciting part is I'll get to kind of, I guess, make an actual studio. So that should be interesting, or at least a facade of a studio. It'll be nice. So come on, J-Man. Oh, if anybody watches my or has watched my channel that came here, I know I haven't uploaded anything. I
I'm
have not
back.
had the
Sorry, Digga.
passion for it.
I'm having family come over. They're going to be here Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and they're going to leave Sunday morning. So I'm trying to get dinner reservations settled.
Ah, okay.
Me and Miranda, we're going to cook a massive family meal. We're talking 3 roast.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food. I'll be over there.
Honey, can
I'll
Devin
help
come
y'all.
over?
I'll help y'all eat that.
And Devin, Miranda said you can come over.
Okay. I'll be there Friday probably.
Yeah. Speaking of posting on your channel, you need to do that more. Damn it.
That's what I was just saying.
You're making me look good.
What I was. That's what I was talking about. I haven't really had the passion to do it. I think once I move and get everything settled, I'll be able to make the videos that I want to make.
Yeah.
So,
definitely
because I'm
go to the
not.
man cave.
I'll be honest. Like I wanted to do the video game thing, but now I just don't really have an interest in doing video game content. Like I just don't. So
I definitely want to do more adventure content. We need to do
that's what I like to do. That's what I enjoy doing. So, I don't know. Do you remember where we went swimming in the river?
Ah, the Canadian River, yeah.
Yeah. I live right down the road from that now in the new house. So, well, as soon as I get moved in, I get to go do stuff over there. So,
yeah,
that'll be
you get to
fun.
go swimming in a river. That smells really bad at the bottom.
Well, that's how sediment works. So, yeah.
Sweet, you can set out a trot line in the morning, and then when you get off work, you can come back and retrieve.
I mean, that would be nice, but I think that's illegal. So,
Well, when we went there that last time, those guys set out a trout line.
uh-huh. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I didn't know trout lines were illegal. I thought they were illegal.
I don't know if it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure.
I need to renew my fishing license. I haven't done that.
Same.
I hadn't had the time.
I haven't really either. I also haven't really had the money.
What's our storage unit situation, by the way? Because Miranda's on one.
What do you mean?
Well, are you guys gonna?
Can we talk about this off podcast?
Oh yeah, we talk it off podcast.
Okay.
We were on the home situation.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, but that's not
Not a thing.
not the same.
Not a thing. All right.
But
yeah, definitely getting the house is gonna be great.
Yeah. Right in time for gardening and stuff. So that's probably what my videos are going to be of. So that'll be exciting.
So, yay, we're gonna have a move-in series.
Yeah, basically. Not really, but anyway. I had one final topic to talk about. So
I have one as well.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do mine real quick.
Yeah.
So non-political, but heartbreaking. Anyone who's an anime fan probably knows this, but Akira Toriyama has passed away. He was 68. The cause apparently was a head injury. It's very sad. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I like this that somebody hand drew.
Yeah.
It's really
R.I.P.
very commemorative.
Rest in peace. He was a legend. I definitely enjoyed his content. I loved what he was able to do. He was truly an artist and a really good storyteller.
Was definitely a very good storyteller. Dragon Ball, probably maybe not my first, but the most invested I'd ever become in a show.
Dragon Ball Z Kai was actually the first. I believe it was actually the second anime I ever watched behind Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
So I definitely love Z Kai. Z Kai was my favorite, mostly because it was a redubbed version of the original work, and it was remastered, so it looked a lot better than the original. But
Yeah.
I really do hope that whoever does inherit the rights to the Dragon Ball franchise, they don't fuck it up. Please don't fuck it up.
Well, I know
Super's been
the
good.
individual
Don't do it, Train.
the individual who's doing Dragon Ball Super,
Yeah.
it's not him, it was somebody else.
Really?
So technically it will continue on. Now I know Toriyama had a lot to do with it. I'm sure he probably helped like with the draw style and the story for sure. Maybe. I'm not 100% certain. But it will continue without him. So that is, I'm kind of torn between that. Like, am I okay with it or am I not okay with it? Like, yes, I'm okay with it because it helps its memory live on regardless because he is still the original creator of it.
As long as his legacy and his work doesn't get trashed or destroyed or goes into a direction that he wouldn't approve of, I think it would be fine.
Right. Excuse me. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. The legend passed away, and he will be missed.
I guess the last thing I have to talk about is there was a documentary, finally something video game related back on the podcast. Dear God. There was actually a documentary on Blizzard Entertainment that was released not that long ago, and I encourage people to watch it because let me just say, dear Lord.
What is it?
It was somewhat of a documentary. I don't think it was a professional documentary, like a YouTube documentary of Blizzard Entertainment.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's yeah, that's a lot of fun things to learn.
Yeah.
From humble beginnings to stolen titty milk.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's
How do you steal titty
wild.
milk? How do you steal it?
Well,
Somebody's got to notice.
I mean, they put it in the fridge. They put it in the fridge for later, so you know.
I just want to know, what did they do with that titty milk? What did they do?
What do you think they did with it? The idiot probably drank it.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that titty milk was stolen, or the fact that the Bill Cosby room was actually real.
Oh no, 100%. The Bill Cosby room was real.
I thought that was a joke. I thought that was just a party room. It turns out it was an actual Bill Cosby room.
Yeah.
And apparently, which I didn't know, I thought the sexual assault allegations started back around when Activision and Blizzard merged companies. No, apparently it's been going on a lot longer. Way longer. Way before the deal was even brought up.
Yeah.
So,
it's I don't want to say it's the culture, but some of it is the culture. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that you've got these individuals that got in there and they get a lot of money, a lot of power, and they think they're, you know, the top brass, hot shit.
Yeah.
And they throw their weight around, they throw their power around and take advantage of other people, whether it be, you know, sexually or just, you know, whatever their power gives them, they'll take advantage of it.
And now Microsoft owns both companies, so still waiting to see what they plan on doing with them. I mean, other than that horrible Modern Warfare 3, but that was in development before the deal took place, as far as I know, so...
Yeah.
Microsoft hasn't really done anything with the company yet, as far as I know.
I don't think so. Uh, I haven't played anything from Blizzard in a long time.
I've been meaning to play Diablo 4. It came with my Xbox. I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
I heard it was good until they released some sort of like expansion update or something, and then it went back to being shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost interest with Diablo. That was probably the last game I played. Actually, it was Diablo 3. But I lost interest as soon as they started doing the whole seasons thing. And I get they were doing it just to try to give it some extra content, new items, and all that. But it just was poorly executed. It lost all interest, and it was just highly repetitive.
I blame Fortnite. They were the guys who started this whole battle pass shit, and literally almost every great game has followed with that. Why?
It's a cash grab.
Obviously, it's a cash grab. Here's the deal. There's only so many gamers you can upset before they just stop buying your game.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you piss off enough of your fan base, your customer base, for sure.
Congratulations.
You're going to end up hurting yourself.
You're doing stuff what would Bethesda do? You're being like Bethesda right now.
Releasing your games with tons of bugs and overcharging people for stuff you shouldn't. Sounds about right.
There was also speaking of Bethesda, there was actually a story. You know how Skyrim Special Edition has like mod support and stuff, and there's been a lot of creative freedom when it comes to that? Well, apparently Bethesda is actually cracking down on them, and they're basically making it to where you have to pay Bethesda in order to add mods to the game. Like,
interesting.
They're trying to monopolize on that, and a lot of people are upset.
They've been trying to do that for a long time. Like, they were going to charge individuals for mods.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out because people had a fit about it. And then they tried something else. It was like DLC, but it was like just cosmetic stuff. And people were like, no, don't think so.
How do you feel about the new Skull and Bones game coming out? Have you played
I don't know.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
I played Assassin's Creed 3, which you get to do some of the ship battles, which was a lot of fun. But that kind of inspired them to do Black Flag because a lot of people were, raving about how good the sea battles were in the game. Well, and then I know
Skull and Bones is basically a full-blown game just about that.
Right.
And I think it would be very interesting because take Sea of Thieves for an example. There's really no competitor to Sea of Thieves. Like, Sea of Thieves has kind of been like its standalone thing.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, this could create some healthy competition.
I'm kind of curious. I haven't actually watched any of the
trailers for it.
Right, so...
Well, I heard there's been a lot of criticism about the game so far, mostly negative.
Well, it is Ubisoft, so,
Ubisoft does not have the best track record when it comes to working with people.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, let's watch the trailer really quick. So
we're gonna watch it on live stream. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, Ubisoft, sue us. Please don't. I can't afford it.
It's their launch trailer.
All right.
It's literally on YouTube. So. Oh, hang on. That's music. Can't do that. So I'm gonna mute it because they have Billie Eilish music.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a game that my girlfriend would definitely be interested in. She likes Sea of Thieves, but she loves the Assassin's Creed Black Flag's ship mechanics a lot better, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the fact is we're going to get a full-blown game is going to be interesting. Going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The graphics are pretty, I guess.
It's Assassin's. It reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed Origin in terms of graphics.
Oh, really? Yeah, I could see that.
It looks better than Black Flag.
Well, I would hope so. It's new.
Yeah.
That Black Flag came out years ago. So, okay, well, I think people get the idea. So
Yeah, when is the release date supposed to be? Because it's not out yet.
let's find out. February 16th, 2024. So it was supposed to release last month.
Is it out now?
I guess so. I don't know. Let's find out.
Wait.
Oh, speaking of Sea of Thieves, it's coming to PlayStation.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Just
no.
throw away the whole damn brand. Throw away Xbox. Just fucking throw away. See, here's my Xbox right here. Okay, we're just gonna throw it away at this point. What the fuck is the point? That's it.
I don't know. What's the
more,
point?
No more competition, I guess. And it doesn't make sense because Microsoft can fund it. They can fund it. They have more money than the whole entire PlayStation brand.
Yeah,
Great.
I think
this is the last.
I think both Sony and Microsoft are coming to a conclusion of like less exclusives. Not like that they won't have any, but less. Which, okay, I guess
That's been
I don't know.
Xbox's number one problem. All right, at least since the freaking Xbox 360, it's always been an exclusive problem. You get your exclusives on PlayStation, you play your third party on Xbox. That's how it's always been. Okay? That's bullshit. That's why Xbox is dying, damn it. And now you're going to take the only handful of exclusives, because Sea of Thieves is an Xbox exclusive. They own the company who made freaking Sea of Thieves. Rare made freaking Sea of Thieves. This is just is so fucking upsetting.
Is it?
Oh, it benefits you, PlayStation.
I could care less, honestly. Now, I won't lie. I'd be a little bit mad if Final Fantasy was only on Xbox. It also wouldn't make any sense if that was the case, considering they've been with Sony for forever. But
technically, they started on Nintendo, but they screwed the pooch on that.
Right. Well, Nintendo screwed the pooch on that. So
doesn't Sony own the company that produces Final Fantasy?
I don't think they own Square Enix. They're just partners.
Yeah, that just sucks because I don't want this to be the last generation of Xbox. Like, Xbox has the potential. They have the massive funding. It's the most powerful game console out right now. Okay, if they can just figure out an exclusive thing, if they can get exclusive titles, then it could really compete with PlayStation. But it seems like they're about to fucking kick the bucket.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I know this doesn't affect you because you don't really care about Xbox. I think the only Xbox you actually cared about was the original. Other than that, you didn't really care about it, the brand itself.
Yeah, the way they try to monetize gaming and stuff in the past, like the original was great. There was no like other than you buy the console, you buy the game, have fun. Then the 360 came out and it was like, oh hey, you have to buy gold to save your game. And then there was backlash for that, and then they finally got away from that. And then you were able to
cloud storage.
Right, but you had to have it to save if you didn't have a what you call it.
I thought the 360 was probably the golden age of Xbox, mostly because we got so like Xbox. You remember Xbox Live Arcade? They pushed small gaming developers, indie game developers. If you put that in your fucking PlayStation, I will fucking leave.
I can't. It won't do anything.
As far as we know, hell, Sony might release an update is, hey, you put an Xbox game in there and he'll download the game.
That would be hilarious.
That would be so upset.
Like, we give up. We give up. Everything just works on any console, period. Nintendo's like, no, I don't think so.
You know what? Nintendo doesn't count. Nintendo can't compete to save its life. It's just off doing its own thing. It doesn't even try.
They really don't.
They
but
just
they do
show
just
up.
fine.
They just show
Right.
up. Their console is the oldest out of the generation. And it's not even a.
Yes.
I was so mad at the Nintendo Switch. That upsetted me so bad. You know why? Because it killed the 3DS. The minute I saw the Switch, it's like, yep, we're not getting any more classic Nintendo handhelds. This is it.
Well, the beautiful thing about it though is that the Switch is a handheld, and you can get old, 3DS titles on the Switch, as well as older titles as well,
have to
and you can play it handheld. Huh?
You have to rebuy them now. That's Nintendo's monopolized business practices. We're going to make a new product. We're going to support the hell of this product. Then we're going to release a new product, completely drop the old product, not support it whatsoever. And if you guys want to get access to some of it, not all of it, but some of it, you got to pay to get it back. That has been...
Sure.
Oh, Nintendo is the worst about it. Not to mention, when it comes to their community, Nintendo is the most harsh. They've gone after people. They've sued people.
Oh,
they've
yeah.
ruined people's lives
Yeah.
over
I know.
fan art, modding their games.
Yeah.
Hell, one guy, we all know Power World has been popping off lately. I might actually play that. Okay, somebody made a
It's
mod.
slowed down. It's slowed down quite a bit because Helldivers 2 came out, and that's a lot of people are playing that. So.
But apparently somebody had made a mod for Power World to convert all the pals into Pokemon. And Nintendo freaking sued the oblivion out of the guy who made the mod. And now you can't get it anymore.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm fine with that because that's clear plagiarism. Even if it's just a mod, like, you're intentionally trying to plagiarize something.
But
And
that's
that's
the only
not
time
okay.
it's justified at this point. You can't even mod a Nintendo game without them coming after you.
Yeah.
Not to mention, for the long time, like, they monopolized you streaming video games or recording Nintendo playthroughs or something. You had to be part of their Nintendo content creator group or whatever. Otherwise, you couldn't make money. If, like, let's say I got Super Mario Bros. For the Wii. Unless I was part of a Nintendo partner program, I couldn't make money off of it. In fact, my videos would be copyrighted, claimed by Nintendo. That's how they rolled for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's only been recently they dropped that policy because they found it to be unsustainable.
Yeah.
So, honestly, this might be the last generation where we actually get to enjoy household game consoles.
That's a lot of the rumors I've been hearing is that would be the case, but I don't know. I feel like maybe that's just kind of blown out of proportion.
Hell, everyone thinks Xbox is going to become a streaming platform, and at this point, if they're starting to bring Xbox titles over the PlayStation, then yeah, looks like the rumors are true. Xbox is going to stop making hardware. They're going to become a streaming platform. Game Pass is just going to be the Netflix of video games, and you can get it on anything. You can get it on your TV, your phone, your PlayStation 5. It's just going to be it. It's just done.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me because these guys can do it. They have done it before. They beated the PS3. Barely, I'll give it that. Barely a few million units, but they beated the PS3 in the Xbox 360 versus PS3 era. Barely beated it. They've proven they could go toe-to-toe with Sony. But I don't know. It just sucks because here's the deal. If Xbox bows out, then there's going to be no competition. And no competition is bad because then Sony's going to start getting lazy. They've already gotten lazy when it comes to their first party games. They promised so
did you say that Microsoft beat Sony on the PS3?
Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox was able to sell more units barely before the generation was officially ended. Not by much, though.
No, actually, it's the other way around. So the PlayStation 3 came out a year after the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And by the end of when they stopped, calculating the sales, the PlayStation 3 had sold 87 million copies, where the Xbox 360 had only sold 84.
Yeah. Can't even have that.
Sorry to strip that away from you, but hey, that's actually pretty close, though. That is very close in
Oh.
terms of sales.
It doesn't matter because Microsoft lost more money than Sony did.
Well, yeah.
They could afford it. Sony actually almost went completely bankrupt because of the PS3. Between it being expensive to develop for and all the problems they had at launch.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look great when you look at the PS4 versus the Xbox One either.
No, but that was deserved.
117 million PlayStation 4s versus 58 million Xbox One. Oh,
Yeah.
that's ouch.
What are we at with PS5 versus Xbox Series X, though?
That's a good question. Let's find out. Series X versus PS5. So PS5, I currently ahead by 25.42 million. So they've sold 52 million, and the Xbox X and S have sold 27 million.
Great.
Yeah. Look. Don't get me wrong. I kind of want to play the Series X. It does look like a beast of a machine.
The most powerful.
Yeah.
Don't make a shit though, does it?
What can you do?
If it didn't make a shit back in 2000 and 2001, it doesn't make a shit now. Original Xbox was more powerful than the PS2, and it had better third-party exclusive titles. Because they were just too demanding for the PS2, and it still lost. PS2 went on to sell over 250 million, and I think at most the original Xbox sold around 25 million. It beat Sega and it beat Nintendo, but it didn't even come close to fucking Sony.
Yeah. That's something I'm telling you. I really wish Sega would be like, now's the time for them to get back into the console market and make the next really good Sonic game.
Here's a controversial suggestion. Sega and Nintendo do the fusion dance. They come together, and we just get some of the greatest exclusives ever. Because some of my favorite exclusives were when Sega and Nintendo worked together. Sonic and Sega in the Olympic Winter Games. That was so fun.
Yeah. It really was. But all right, man. Well,
we are at 1 hour and 7 minutes. It's been a good live stream with a lot to talk about, and then hard reality, it just sucks. It's like I love Xbox so much, and this hurts. It hurts me. Physically hurts.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry to break the bad news.
Yeah. Hey, the thing is,
you tell me to get a PS5, I swear to God.
Well, you should, but PC is where it's at.
Oh yeah, definitely. My gaming computer is more powerful than the PS5 and Series X combined.
Same.
We need to upgrade your graphics card though. We need to.
I mean, this isn't bad.
You got a 3060.
Yeah, 3060. Backwards, but whatever.
I upgraded to the Ryzen 7 7900 XTX. It's got 24 gigabytes of VRAM.
Damn.
It's in terms of power, it's between the RTX 4080 and the 4090. It's in the middle between those two in terms of power.
Gotcha.
In some instances, it actually outperforms the 4090. Rarely, but there are some instances.
How much did that run you?
For this one, 900.
Okay.
But if you want a 4090, you have to pay 1600, and if you want a 4080, you have to pay 1200.
Dang.
So the fact is, I'm getting identical power for less. That's a really good deal.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy with mine. I'm gonna use it until it's dead. So that's what I've done with all my others.
You could get another you could get another 3060, and you can SLI it.
True, I could do that. I have this guy just kind of chilling, and it still works.
Yeah, baby. R.I.P. EVGA.
It's a GTX 1060. It still works though. Works great.
We need to upgrade your girlfriend, your excuse me, your fiance's computer,
My wife.
your wife.
I'm gonna have to clip that and show that to her. Like, what?
I gotta show
What
you
did
the.
you just say?
Yeah, there's a bunch of clips last night from the live stream. It got crazy. I had almost 500 people at one point, and I got clipped saying a couple of things.
Oh, gotta watch what you say.
Here's the deal. It's nothing bad. It just makes me look bad, but in a funny way. Not like something that I'm going to get canceled for, but it just makes me look bad. I'll show you the clips. I downloaded them. I was like, I'm going to save these for later. A guy was a good sport. He was like, you know what? You earned a sub. I was like, good. I hope I earned it. Because that's there forever now.
Golly.
I had so much fun. I even put peanut butter on me. We had a great time.
All right.
Miranda had a fun time, didn't she, honey? She got scared. There was a couple people. She got really upset at one person because she showed up. She was right next to me. People could hear her, but they was like, "Yeah, I could totally steal your man." Just said it nonchalant. She got very upset about that. Then we had some people saying their dog was rubbing peanut butter on them, not the guy rubbing peanut butter on the dog. It was so random. And I
That's
enjoyed
weird.
every bit of it. I enjoyed the randomness.
All right.
There was a
Whatever floats your boat, fella.
I got upset though because there was a bunch of people screaming Biden and Trump, free Palestine, Israel. I'm like, this is not the live stream, okay? There's a time and place for this. I don't need this here right now.
There's a lot of I've noticed that there's a lot of bots that get deployed, and they spam messages like that. It's weird.
Yeah, somebody showed up and spammed like the Israel flag for like 5 minutes. It was annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But anyway, I'm gonna get off here.
stand for it, buddy. If you guys
So-
enjoyed the live stream, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell. Again, sorry because we were supposed to do a live stream 2 weeks ago, but that fell through. We'll try to do a bonus live stream maybe this upcoming weekend.
Well, so we're moving on the 23rd, which means our 2 week from now podcast, I won't be able to do it because my computer won't be set up or anything. I mean, I guess I could do it on my phone because I have Discord through my phone. I could just jump on there. Or we could do that instead of a live stream, just upload a...
Yeah, so it might be a pre-recorded episode, so...
Right.
But yeah, definitely, we're going to try to get all the heavy stuff done by the 23rd. Because
yeah, that's the goal. I have a truck that I'm going to pick up at about 9, around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And the goal is to have you here, and we're going to load up the truck with all of the heavy stuff. So bed, table, dressers, desks, couch, pretty much all of the heavy stuff. And we should be able to get all of that in one load. And then come back and do another load of probably just like still some bigger stuff, you know.
What are the odds we get everything done in 2 days?
Well, I only have the truck until like 4-ish. So
Oh, you didn't rent it for the day?
I'm getting it from work. My boss said I could borrow it, but I gotta return it, you know, because they closed the store and everything. So I'm gonna have to get back up there and return it and then get it locked up.
Gotcha. I'm about to say, I mean, if we really going at it, we could get it done in 2 days.
Well, and after I return it, like I want to get the big stuff
Obviously,
first.
heavy stuff.
Get the big heavy stuff in the truck, and then once we're done with that, you know, I've got my truck, you've got your truck.
Yeah.
We don't need a big box truck to get, you know, boxes and all the smaller stuff. So
yeah, we can use Miranda's car too. We just gotta we gotta try to get the furniture out of the house, and then everything else will just be a piece of cake.
Right. But anyway,
Love you guys.
that's all. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. It is shorter, about an hour. I think we're gonna probably stick around doing that hour because doing the 2 hour gets a little bit nauseating.
If we can do 2 hours, it'd be nice, but I feel like 1 hour is just easier to do at this point.
Yeah, I feel like if we have a guest, we'll be able to do a 1 hour.
George.
So if we can get him booked again and him not canceled, then we do have a guest that we have lined up. We also have, I don't know if you want to say it. We do have a thing.
Oh, yes. Now here's I do not think I will post the video on the podcast channel, but I will not be streaming it to the podcast channel. It will go up on my channel first. But I got well, here's the deal. Okay, I love the situation a lot, okay, but it is heavily political. And I don't want to scare off the guy, okay? I don't know if he's doing a bunch of research on me or anything, and if he finds this podcast channel and he doesn't like my views or how we talk or something, he might bail.
Sure.
So I'm just taking it safe precautions. I do plan on having it both up here because they are video game related. If anybody remembers the legendary Gamefront, it was similar to GameSpot or IGN. They were just gaming news outlets, these big corporate news outlets. And Gamefront couldn't compete or something. I don't know. The whole point of this interview is we are going to find out the origin story of Gamefront. How it started, how it ended, who owns and runs the channels now. It's gonna be epic. And I'm interviewing one of the 3 original Gamefront crew members. And this is the guy. He was one of the 3 guys who inspired me, not only for my love of Minecraft, but because that later on inspired me to want to make content too. So it's honestly I'm still nervous. I've been smiling nonstop because I'm getting this interview. I mean, everybody dreams about wanting to interview the guy who inspired them.
Yeah.
So I just said YOLO. I'm just gonna ask, like, what will it take to get an interview? And then I messaged the guy on Discord, and then he messages me back. So we're just trying to get a date and time scheduled.
I gotcha.
So
well, good. Congratulations on that. I thought that was going to be here, so I apologize. I didn't know that.
I will bring it here because it's news related, but I definitely want it on both channels.
Sure.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean it's going to just be you. I guess I'm assuming I'm not involved in any way. Which is fine. I don't care.
I would have involved you, but you didn't know what Gamefront was until I told you.
No, but I could have looked into it. Honestly, hang on.
No one knows Gamefront. You don't know it either? Oh, you're so mean.
Oh, with the joystick. Yeah, no, I know them. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know it by name.
Yeah. But hey, right now I'm only interviewing the one. If I can get a triple interview set up, I want you to be there for that triple interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Problem is, we're only interviewing one person. We don't know what's going on with one of the people, and the other people works for IGN now. So it's definitely probably a time restraining thing. I'm hoping when I do have this interview, I can talk about wanting to interview all 3 of them at once.
Yeah.
I definitely want you to be there, and that will definitely be an exclusive here on the situation. But for this first interview, I definitely want it on my channel. Like, I'm so excited. I just didn't think this was going to happen. I thought I was just fucking blowing hot air out of my mouth.
Well, yeah, like I said, congratulations.
Yeah.
But I do need to get off here, so if you want to go ahead and cut it.
Love you guys.
That's all we've got.
We hope you have a beautiful night and a good week. We will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.